Okay, so I'm going to show you how to go through the high note for when you're working with a buyer and you get their offer accepted. High note is where we create a lot of our presentations, but it also allows us to create other things, such as like for when your buyer gets an offer accepted, when your seller gets a buyer's offer accepted. So, it allows us to create a little bit more of a systemized process and make it a little bit easier for our clients. So first of all, the biggest thing to know about when you're going to create a high note, it is really, really, really important that you first create a copy of it. And so how you do that is once you go to presentations, there should be little dots on the side that say that you can click on. So actually, I'll just go and show you what I mean. So if you are going into your offer got accepted, what to expect now, I spelled that incorrectly, to change that. You're going to click on these three dots and then hit duplicate. So I'm just going to do that so the way I don't mess anything up. I gotta go change that to accepted because it's really bothering me, but I'm just gonna let it load and then I'll continue. Oh my goodness, it's taking forever. All right, so say you made this copy for your buyer. Change that. Oh my gosh, OCD. So copy of your offer got accepted. So typically what you'll want to do is put your buyer's name. Obviously, you're not going to actually type in buyer's name. You'll type in what your actual buyer's name is. So you'll do that. Your offer got accepted. Now what? You cannot change this picture. The problem with that is if you change it, it changes it for everybody. So leave the picture as is. Do not go into profile. Do not select to change the picture or the name. Unfortunately, we just got to keep it like that just because of the way Highnote is. We would have to create Highnote for each one of you. And right now that's not our process. So anyways, so after you get your buyer's offer accepted, I kind of created a little thing here. You can feel free to change this. So change it to be whatever you want it to be. This is just what I like to have for my clients. And this is stuff that I want. Like, we like to work as a team and we are all about honesty, openness, communication. If there's anything that they need to let us know. And typically if there's no news, it's good news. So add your info down here. So say this is for Danny Mac, put your, Danny Mac. You can put your phone number. I do not know his phone number off the top of my head. And then Danny at gwiltgroup.com. And then you can leave our info there or you can take it off depending on what you want to do. But it makes it so that way if we need to back you up, I guess we could do that, or they have our info. So just whatever you want to do, and then you can add your license number or, whatever you want to do in this section, you can do that. And then have like little congratulations, you got accepted on your offer. If you got accepted on your first offer, you basically won the lottery. If it took many offers, you have a lot of resilience. So you can change this if you want to, but it does, kind of set the expectation, especially if they got accepted on their first offer. They sometimes don't know what they have. So I have that on there as a little congratulations. You can change the picture if you like something else better, you can do that. Videos to take you from start to finish. These are videos that I created. If you want to go in and copy my videos and do your own video series, I actually really, really highly recommend that you do that instead of using mine. But of course, if you don't have any already, you can use mine. Some of mine are kind of old. I want to redo them, but at least it's something rather than nothing. But if you are creating your own videos for your clients that are from start to finish, and it's about the escrow process, or like mine's about credits on your home purchase, There's different things in there like contingencies, then, feel free to add your own. But this is like an additional thing. And the cool thing is that if you tell your buyer, like, hey, if you finish this entire video series, I will give you a $250 credit at closing. You can even do something like that if you wanted to. So, but it would be up to you to kind of make, just take their word for the fact that they already, or that they went through and watched all of the videos. So, first step, wiring their earnest money. I give them a little bit of info about what that means. So it's due within 3 business days, when it's due by, and the amount due. So you would want to put the amount due in this section right here. If you are unsure what that means, then get with me and we can kind of discuss what that means. And then I just put like what the wire fraud and electronic funds transfer advisory is. Don't change that, just leave that the way it is, because people forget and people don't know, as regular consumers don't know that, pretty much everything we're agreeing upon, everything is in here in their offer. So this is just coming from a sample. It's not coming from their actual offer. That has to do with any of the forms in here. Your home inspection. So this one's going to be the longest one, just because it's the most, well, it's kind of one of the most important ones. There's the buyer's investigation advisory. So all of the items that they'll want to inspect. And so kind of gives them a preview of it, so the way they can look and see like what in the world do you mean by like a buyer's investigation advisory? Because usually we don't have time to go over that whenever we're going over the offer. Keep in mind that it's sold as is, and any repairs or credits the seller will give as a bonus. So you'll only want to ask for health and safety related items. And then I do have a form for what you should and should not ask for. And so if you scroll, oh, not wrong scrolling. If you scroll down here, this is the form for what buyers should and should not request to be fixed. The great thing about this is that it allows the buyers to, it kind of sets their expectations on what to expect whenever they're getting their home inspection done. So I'm all about setting expectations with people, especially on home purchase. So what are these things? Disclosures. Oh my gosh. I promise I typed in all these things. I don't know what happened. But so basically like they choose what company that they want. Never choose for them. Tell them they can choose. Usually they have no idea. So they go with our suggestion. But if in that case, you would just remind them like, hey, you told me you would go with my suggestion. I can't guarantee the work of the company. And then I kind of give them a little bit about what to expect, what their contingency means, refer to this form. They might submit a repair request. Anything they want to ask for is just, it's kind of a bonus if the seller is willing to fix anything. Complete all inspections in a timely manner. If you have a VA loan, you must get a termite inspection. And then I have a video that I linked there on home inspections as well. Even though it is in, all the videos that I'm posting on here are already in that link that I posted above about taking them from start to finish. So, and then offer deadlines. So what you want to do with this form, so go to website, fill out all of the deadlines here. So make sure you fill out all of these and share the Google Doc with them. Of course, make a copy. Do not do it on this form. I will die. I don't think you actually, I don't know if you actually have an ability to edit this one, but please just make sure that you're actually putting in the offer deadlines. If you want to use a different version of this, then you can make your own version. If you don't like this one, you can even do what I thought was cool. You can even do a checklist. So like, obviously you have to delete those in the spaces, but you can like, oh, offer got accepted, then you can check it off. So, but yeah, whatever you want to do, you can do that. Just don't just remember to make a copy of it. Do not do it for this one because then it screws up everything, because this is just a template. And then questions for when you're purchasing an HOA. So this is good for if they do have an HOA. And so since this is just a copy, if they're not in an HOA, you can just delete it. You don't have to have the video. You can have that there if you want to. You put something else in there if you wanted to. But if they do not have an HOA, just delete that. This gives them an overview of like what to expect for disclosures. And then of course, referring back to their offer where it has all the disclosures. So they're probably not going to know what in the heck all of this means. And so that's where our role comes in to explain everything to them. I explain what their loan contingency means, and making sure they know they can't quit their job, they can't change their job, they can't open up a line of credit, they can't do any of that. So appraisal contingency, have a video on that one as well, just to give them an idea, like an appraisal is still going to happen even if they waived it. Give info on that. Home insurance policy, let them know they need to go ahead and get a home insurance policy quotes. And typically I just say like, use whoever you want. I do have a vendors list as well that your buyers can refer to. So recommended vendors, and you should be able to edit this. If you're not, let me know, because you can add other vendors on there that you know of. And so I would love for you guys to add in your own vendors as well that your clients recommended, or like ones that you know of that are good too. I went way too far. Final walkthrough and closing info. Oh, wait. So going back to home insurance policy, they need to have this for the lender. So they have to have this before close of escrow, because the lender will need a copy of the home insurance quote that they got. And then that doesn't start until like the day of closing. So final walkthrough and closing info, give them an idea of like what to expect. We cannot do, like if they're buying sight unseen, we cannot do the final walkthrough for them. So if you're helping a client and if they are not going to be there during the final walkthrough, they have to waive it. I've gotten yelled at before for this, but that is not my policy, it's the broker's policy. So there's a really good reason for it. It's liability. So if you're not a home inspector, you can't go in and verify those things. So that's what I would recommend for them to do if they cannot be there, is have a separate home inspection company. Like Elite, if they're using Elite will come back out and reinspect for a fee. Of course, it won't be the full fee, but it'll just come out and verify that certain repairs are made if there were certain repairs to be made. So, and then I give them an idea on how closing will go. There's a 3-day closing process, and to watch the videos, and then to learn about like how they get keys and when they get keys and stuff like that. How they'll fill out loan documents if they're going to be out of town. The escrow company can send a mobile notary. They just need to know that ahead of time. What's included and excluded in the purchase, in the section to refer to for that. After closing, now what? Talk about their supplemental tax bill and their home warranty and copies of documents and such. Your signed and accepted offer. So you can put their offer in a Google Drive or a Dropbox, or just upload it here. So whatever you want to do, you can include their signed and accepted offer there. What you should and should not request, I already went over that. Communication and our availability. So you will need to change this to whatever your availability is. Don't put my availability unless your availability is the same as mine. But I just let them know, like, hey, if you have questions that it's outside of my business hours, I will get back to you the next day. But don't, you can still like leave me a voicemail, text me, email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I am available. So that way it kind of sets the expectation. And then you can close out your presentation, like look forward to working with you, or blah, blah, blah. Look forward to making your home purchase experience the best it could ever be. Something to that effect, whatever you want to put. So, but I really like Highnote just because it just customizes it. It looks like you just, and you did, create a whole customized process for them to get them from start to finish. So anyways, let me know if you guys have any questions or if you're trying to figure out how to use this, just let me know.